Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the session. This is Ramesh. Welcome you all to another session on today on analog circuits. Today we started with analog circuits class from basics of the diodes, biasing methods. In the morning 10 a.m. one class we had, and 2 p.m. another class we had. Now 5 p.m. I am going to have one more class for Target Gate 2021. Hope you are all doing well and safe at your places. And after continuing the classes 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., it is time to understand now uh, about amplifiers. So far we discussed about BJT as in active region, how it is and what is active region, how to put it in active region, and what are the methods to put the transistor in active region, and how to solve the questions on active region BJT problems. But all these things, why we are doing? We want this transistor to be in active region, ultimately to use as an amplifier, as an amplifier. So in this class, we are going to see what exactly an amplifier is and how we have to deal with amplifier, what are we going to deal with amplifier, and the related things to analyze amplifiers. So all basics about the amplifier, let us understand. Then continuation, we'll see more about amplifiers. Okay, this is what we have done. The students who are watching this lecture first time, please watch the lecture before this. What are the lectures? If you want to understand this topic better, what are the things you required? First you have to watch the lecture on basics of BJT. Okay, then biasing methods, which I have done today at 10 a.m. This class yesterday I have done. And then you come to practice problems on biasing. That's what we have done at 2 p.m. So if you have done these three things, then you are ready to understand amplifiers directly. I don't suggest to come and watch this lecture if you missed the previous lectures. I always suggest, guys, please attend the previous classes to come to this, otherwise it is difficult for you to understand. Okay, this is the caution I am giving you. Let me see, guys, how many of are you are there in the class. Oh, great. Yashwant is as usual regular. Sunil is also superb. Suchitra Patra, Chaitanya, Mihira, Saurabh, Bhagavati, Sakshi Sonal, Amit Raj, Surya Prakash, and many other students. Rahul, Rajeshwar. Oh, great. Vikas, sir, how can I remember important points? Because after 2-3 months, maybe I forget. Because that is the point. If you want to remember the things perfect, keep solving the problems frequently. Don't leave. Okay, frequently keep solving the problems. You will not forget. And otherwise, you keep discussing with your friends. Keep discussing. Keep discussing with your friends, or you try to teach to your juniors. Teach it to your juniors. You will never forget. I am teaching this analog circuits now. I never remember anything because it is fixed in my mind already, because I have taught it many times. So please teach at least once or twice to your juniors. That means you will remember everything. Varma, I didn't attend the afternoon class due to exam conducted by college. Varma, if you missed it, okay, you will have some questions, but these questions, when you are watching this lecture, will be cleared for you by attending the previous lectures. After this class, at least you watch them. Okay. Good evening, Rahul and others. Sir, I missed afternoon class because of net. Saurabh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you miss it, please try to cooperate with me, because this topic which I am going to discuss is something related to the previous class. Shivam Pandey, yes, I am trying to plan one extra class, doubts class on clippers. I am trying to plan it. Mostly I'll go ahead with 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I'll try to have it. 4 p.m. Like most likely we'll go at 4 p.m. Okay. Ready, guys? Shall we go for amplifiers to understand? Shall we go for amplifiers to understand? Are you ready? Likita, good evening. How are you, Likita? Abhilasha, ready? Right. Let's define amplifier first. Okay. First of all, let us define what is an amplifier. Do you know what is an amplifier? Can you guys define what you have learned about amplifier in your engineering course? Can you please define what is amplifier? Sir, what is this? What is after all amplifier? We know it already. Come on guys, if you know what is amplifier, define. What is there, sir? Amplifier is a circuit which amplifies. Is it not? Yes. Come on guys. Yeah, current mirror I talk about after these amplifiers. Okay, after the basics of amplifiers I talk about current mirrors. Dev Kumar and Shivam. Current mirror, after this I'll talk. I have added already in the slides. Don't worry. Come on, you define what is amplifier according to you. Generally, when I ask this type of question to the students, many students will say, sir, amplifier is a circuit which amplifies. What is that? Yes, it is correct. Amplifier is a circuit which amplifies. So rectifier is a circuit which rectifies. Oscillator is a circuit which oscillates. Clipper is a circuit which clips. Like this, right? Yeah. To exactly understand what is amplifier, as many students are having, yeah, many students are having many definitions like increases the signal, voltage increases, current increases, strengthens the signal, amplitude increases, amplifies, like this. Different definitions are there for amplifier. I know all the definitions. Okay, increases the signal strength, magnifies the signal strength. So these are different likes. Yashwant, epic answer be like is called amplifier. Yes. Enhances the input signal, strengthens the signal. Like this, there are many answers. Power increases, like this. Tuning of signal, etc. etc. Many are there. But let me tell you exactly what is the amplifier. Let me tell you exactly. Please hold the chart now and understand. Imagine this is a circuit. I call it as an amplifier. Imagine it is an amplifier circuit. Okay. Imagine it is an amplifier circuit. I have applied input something here. This is the input I have applied. Let's say some 10 millivolt signal it is. 10 millivolts RMS signal. This is a sinusoidal in nature, very small in amplitude, 10 millivolts it is. And if I get at the output here, this is the output. This is the input I am calling it as. This is the output I am calling it as. At the output, if I measure, let's say this is the signal I am getting. Let's say it is 10 volts. Right? Yes, Shiva Shankar, that's correct. But let me tell you more precisely what is amplifier. If output is 10 volts, when input is 10 millivolts given, how many times the output is increased compared to the input? How many times? It is 1000 times, right? This is what we call it as gain of an amplifier. Clear, all of you? Now I'll go for another thing. Excuse. So this is an amplifier circuit. When input is 10 millivolts given, output is 10 volts I am getting. That means 1000 times the signal has been increased. Right? Now let me take another circuit. I'm not naming what it is. Here also let us say 10 millivolt signal is applied. Same signal, whatever you apply here, same is applied here. Here also let us say 10 volts I am getting. Shape is also same. Excuse me. Shape is also same. But this circuit, I don't call it as an amplifier. I call it as step-up transformer. Possible? In step-up transformer also 10 millivolt signal if I give, I am getting it as 10 volts. How many times it is increased? Again 1000 times it is increased. 1000 times it is increased. See this and this amplifier and step-up transformer, if you see, both are happening same things, right? 10 millivolt signal is given as 10 volts. 10 millivolts is given as 10 volts. Here also 10 millivolts is given as 10 volts. Then what is the difference between amplifier and transformer? Are they both same? Definitely not same. If they are both same, they both must be called as amplifiers or both must be called as transformers. They are called as transformer and amplifier differently. That means something is different between these two. What is the difference? What is the difference? The difference is the power. If I find the power at the input and if I find the power at the output, in a transformer, let it be step up transformer, step down transformer, any transformer, output power is going to be exactly same as input power. That is why it is called as transformer. It is just transforming the power, not changing. The power remains same. You may ask a question, sir, power is after all nothing but voltage into current. At the output, voltage is 1000 times increase. Voltage is increased 1000 times. How power can be remaining same as input? In a transformer, current decreases by 1000 times. That's what we know. V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2 is equal to I2 by I1. This is called transformer equation. If voltage increases by 1000 times, current decreases by 1000 times. You see, voltage and current are inversely proportional. That's what happens in a transformer. Whereas in an amplifier, if I find output power, PO if I call it as, and if I find the input power and I call it as PI, output power will be greater than input power happens. If it happens like that, then only it is called as amplifier. Remember, when output power is higher than input power, then only the circuit is called as amplifier, and only in amplifiers it happens. Remember, only in amplifiers it happens. In no other circuit, output power is greater than input power. In every other circuit, output power is less than or equal to input power only, except in amplifier. Except in amplifier. Is it clear, guys? That is the most important definition. So whenever anybody asks you to define what is amplifier, never ever say strength increases, voltage increases, this increases, that increases. No. Say that amplifier is a circuit which can enhance the power levels. Output power will be higher than input power. Then you may have a question that, sir, when I apply a very small input power, how I am going to get larger power? From where that extra power is coming from? Is the amplifier generating the power? No, not at all. Amplifier cannot generate the power. So from where I am getting this extra power to get this output power higher than input power? From where I am getting this? That is what the DC power we supplied. What is this power we supplied? We call it as biasing. Remember? Biasing is nothing but, what is biasing? Putting the transistor in active region. What is active region means? Having some voltage and having some current. Voltage and current. That means you are supplying some DC power. VCE into IC is the DC power you are supplying to the amplifier. That is what we call it as biasing. That's why you must have heard a sentence that without biasing, amplifier cannot be as an amplifier. Amplifier cannot work if there is no biasing. Why? When you don't supply extra power, from where that extra power is coming from? It's not possible, right? If you want output power higher than input power, there must be some additional power supplied. That is what we are supplying in the form of DC when it is in active region. Remember guys, if I am operating the transistor in saturation, right? What is VCE? Equal to 0. What is IC? Is equal to maximum. But what is the PDC we supply to the transistor? 0, right? Product of these two is 0. That means you are not supplying DC power when the transistor is in saturation. That's why you cannot use it as an amplifier in saturation. Suppose if you are talking about cutoff, what is cutoff means? VCE equal to maximum, but how much is IC? Equal to 0. Again, PDC equal to 0 you are supplying. DC power you are not supplying to the amplifier, then it will not be having output power higher than input power. That's why cutoff region cannot be as an amplifier. Only active region is possible as an amplifier. Do you got it guys? That is the DC power you are supplying. How much is that? VCE into IC. This VCE into IC will be maximum if you select the operating point at the center. The value of this and this is nothing but operating point, right? So if you want the maximum amplification like this, amplifier must be biased. Amplifier must be biased. How? Properly. What is proper biasing? Like this, not like this, not like this. Then you'll get the amplification. Is it clear guys? Is it clear guys? What is amplifier clearly? Now if it is clear, for you what is amplifier. If it is clear, let me give you one more point. Is it clear? Then take the screenshot of this, guys. I'm going to erase one point on this. Take the screenshot of this. So always remember, amplifier is a circuit which enhances the power from input to output. Output power is greater than input power. How that is possible? Because we are supplying the DC power. What is that DC power? VCE into IC. Some value, not zero values. That's why it is called active region. So in active region only you will get the amplification. Okay, taken the screenshot. Let me remove this. Now ultimately, amplifier is a circuit where output power, if I call it as input power, output power is greater than input power. That's what amplifier is. Sriraj, it's okay. Continue. Now, how this output power can be greater than input power? How many ways? Let's see. After all, power is nothing but output voltage into output current, right? If you want this output power higher than input power, there are different ways like this. Maybe output voltage is higher than input voltage, okay? But output current is almost equal to input current. Not like transformer. In transformer, what happens? Step up transformer, step down transformer. If voltage increases, obviously current decreases. But here, voltage is increased, but current is not decreased, at least maintained. This current is same as this current, if at all. And voltage is higher than this voltage, then output power is higher. So if this is the case, PO greater than PI happens. This is the amplifier, we call it as voltage amplifier. This is called as voltage amplifier. Why? Amplification means this is happening only because of voltage, not because of the current. It is called voltage amplifier. Yashwant, does the conservation of energy principle hold in the case of amplifier, sir? Obviously, why not? That is why, if I am saying, obviously, yes. Because that is why when I say output power is greater than input power, from where that extra power? That's what the DC power we are supplying. Otherwise, it's not possible. No, that's what conservation of energy principle. It holds good. Everywhere it holds good, no doubt. Jyoti is asking why not inverse active region. Good question. In inverse active region, what is inverse active region? Inverse active region, VCE value will be negative. IC will be something. So if you take the product like this, PDC will be negative you are supplying. That means output power will be less than input power happens. That's what attenuator we call it as. Got it? So amplification PO higher than PI happens only in active region. That's why active region is so special for us. Yeah, coming to the continuation, output power is VO into IO, and we want higher power. So it is possible maybe VO is not greater than input, but IO is greater than input current. This is also possible, right? PO higher than PI is possible. This is what we call it as current amplifier. Why it is called current amplifier? Because enhancement of power is happening because of current only, not because of voltage. Got it? There is other way. Output voltage is higher than input voltage, and output current is also higher than input current. What this amplifier can be called as? Come on guys, this, if output voltage is higher than input voltage, we call it as voltage amplifier. If output current is higher than input current, we call it as current amplifier. If output voltage is higher, output current is also higher, then also output power is higher than input power. What amplifier we call it as? Power amplifier. No, it is not power amplifier. Simply let's call it as amplifier, not power amplifier. Why? If power enhances, if you call it as power amplifier, here also it happened, here also it happened, here also it happened. If power enhances, don't call it as power amplifier. Power amplifier is also an amplifier, but it is something different compared to the normal amplifier. When we discuss power amplifier, I'm going to discuss power amplifiers separately. That time I'll show you what is the difference between normal amplifier and power amplifier. Why it is called power amplifier. Don't call power amplifier just because power is enhanced. Power is enhanced in every amplifier, is it not? Power is enhanced in every amplifier. So if power is enhanced, don't call it a power amplifier. The concept of power amplifier is something different. I'll tell you that separately. Then why you are specifically calling it as voltage amplifier, sir? Because it is done by voltage only. This is done by only current. That's why we call it as voltage and current. This is simply called as amplifier. Sir, any examples of these amplifiers? Yes, there are examples. The best example for this voltage amplifier is CB, common base amplifier. The best example for current amplifier is CC amplifier. The best example for this amplifier which enhances voltage as well as current is called as CE amplifier. So in CB amplifier, common base amplifier, only voltage increases. Only voltage increases. In CC amplifier, only current increases. Whereas in CE amplifier, both voltage as well as current are increased. This is one of the reasons why CE is more popularly used. Why CE is more popularly used? Because it is amplified in terms of voltage as well as current, both. That means power enhancement is highest compared to the any other amplifier. Power enhancement is highest in CE amplifier. After all, amplifier is to enhance the power. So that happens highest in CE amplifier. That's why CE amplifier is more used. That is not the meaning that CB is not used, CC is not used. They are also used. Suppose if I have a requirement that I want to amplify only voltage, then I go for CB amplifier. No, I want only current has to be increased, then I go for CC amplifier. Clear, guys? This is what about yes. Yes, sure. I'll ask for a screenshot every time. Whenever I want to erase anything, definitely I will erase. Okay, Jyoti, trans resistance, trans conductance. I'll talk about that. What is trans resistance, trans conductance, etc. You got it, guys? Don't call it as power amplifier. Power amplifier is something different. I'll tell you that separately when we discuss power amplifier, types of amplifier. Let's first understand what is amplifier. Clear? Please take the screenshot, guys. I want to erase this slide. Please take the screenshot. Since you understood what is amplifier now, what are the types of amplifiers? What are the types of amplifiers? This is one type where voltage is increased. This is another type where current is increased. This is another type where both are increased. Now let's see what is CB, what is CC, what is CE. Let us understand now what they are. Ready? So this is what CE, CB and CC are. Let me check now what is CE, CB and CC are. See, I'm calling it as types of BJT amplifiers. I'm calling it as an amplifier. That means the transistor, first requirement is the transistor must be in active region. Just now I told you, if it is not in active region, it cannot be as an amplifier. Once the transistor is in active region, based on where you apply the input and where you take the output, there are three types of amplifiers, like common base amplifier, common emitter amplifier, common collector amplifier are the three types of amplifiers we have. Based on where we give the input, where we take the output. Remember this. Don't by seeing the terminal which is connected to the ground. That gives you confusion always. Vicky, this class ends at 7. Vicky, this class ends at 7. Okay. So whether it is CB amplifier, CE amplifier, CC amplifier depends on what? Depends on where is the input, where is the output. Yes, Ramu, only active region is sufficient. So base current will always be small in every case? Yes. Yes, base current is always small in every case. All the other things are remaining same. See now, why three types of configurations we are having? Three types of amplifiers based on the three terminals we have for a transistor. Suppose if I give the input here and if I take the output here, and what is the rest of the terminal? Which is ground. If I do like this, this is called as common base. Remember, that means I am going to apply input between these two terminals where base is ground. Okay, this is base, this is base. So I am going to apply the input between emitter and base. I am going to take the output between collector and base. This is called common base amplifier. Yes, Mugundan, here also it can be NPN transistor, can be PNP transistor. Whatever, transistor must be in active region, input and output should be accordingly as per the configuration. And if I say the current flowing here, I will call it as IE. If I say the current here, I will call it as IC. If I say the current here, I will call it as IB. Are you observing any difference in the notation, guys? I am using capital letter, small suffix. Capital letter, small suffix. This tells you that AC currents, we are talking about AC currents and AC voltages. I'm talking about. Got it? AC currents and AC voltages I'm talking about. Right? Always remember. AC currents. But always also remember that if I say it is as an amplifier, the transistor is already in active region. How to put it in active region? Already we know. How? Maybe with fixed bias, maybe with collector to base bias, maybe with potential divider bias, maybe with emitter bias. Whichever is best, you can go for. What is best? Potential divider. Obviously, I use potential divider bias to keep the transistor in active region. Then I apply the AC input. Then I take the AC output where it is at emitter and at collector, so that it is called as common base. Got it? In the same way, in the exactly same way, if I apply the input here at the base and if I take the output here at the collector and if I connect this emitter ground, this is called as common emitter. Here also remember transistor must be in active region. We have already discussed how to put the transistor in active region, that's why I am not discussing separately. Then what is the input voltage? VBE is the input voltage. What is the current here? IB. What is the current here? IC. And what is the voltage here? VCE. See the notations. See the notations, guys. Notation is very, very important. AC voltage and AC currents I am talking about. Is it clear? Similarly, if I want to say what is common collector is the one where input is at base, output is at emitter, collector is ground. So input current is IB, output current is IE, emitter current, and collector current is IC. This is emitter current. Please note, emitter current. Emitter current always leaves the transistor. Emitter current is always leaving. Collector current is always entering. Is it clear, guys? So three types of amplifiers we have for BJT. Out of these three types, there are three types for a BJT. Out of these three types, CB or CE or CC depends on where you give the input and where you take the output. Is it clear? If it is clear, I am going to ask you some questions. You should not see the screen and you have to tell me the answers. Ready, guys? Ready, guys? Are you ready, guys? If I am going to ask some questions on this. Okay. Shall I ask you some questions? Very simple questions. But I am hiding the screen. Okay. I am not showing you the screen. You have to tell me what is the input current, what is the output current, what is the output voltage, input voltage for three different. Okay. Remember, once again, I remind you and then I'll tell you. I'll ask you questions. Input to the CB amplifier is at the emitter, output is at collector. So output current is IC, input current is emitter. For common emitter, input current is IB, output current is IC. Output voltage is VCE, input voltage is VBE. For common collector, output current is emitter, input current is base. Output voltage is VEC. I have not written here, I'll write here. Output voltage is VEC, input voltage is VBC. Clear? Like this. So I'm going to ask you. Ready? Yeah, let me remove the screen and then I'll ask you. So I don't want to reveal what I'm going to teach next. So I'll keep it here and I'll ask you. Amplifier is used in small applications, small signal applications, not small applications, small signal applications. Why should not apply DC? We are definitely applying DC, guys. We are applying DC also, but I'll show you what is DC and what is AC. I can show you some similarities also, guys. You see some similarities. For your simplicity, I'll show you some similarities also. Beat Chaudhary, BJT used as an amplifier in DC and AC both? No. BJT acts as an amplifier, AC signals applied only, but in the support of DC only. The support what we supply for DC voltage and currents is called as biasing. Once it is biased properly, then only amplifier is there. Okay. See guys, here we can say input going to transistor will be DC plus AC signal? No. Input going to the transistor is only AC signal. I will show you, don't worry, wait, just now see here I am showing you only AC voltages, AC currents only. I'll tell you why the reason. I'll tell you, wait, don't get confused. Don't get confused with DC and AC. I'll give you the clarity. Both clarity I'll give you, don't worry. Today we are going to learn about basics only. Transistor is non-linear device, but in active region it behaves like linear. That's why amplifier is a linear circuit. Okay, who's that? Dev Kumar. Transistor is non-linear device, but in active region it is like linear. And in linear region, that means in active region, amplifier is behaving as. So amplifier is like a linear circuit. Why? Output is so many times of input. It's a linear equation. So amplifier is linear. Listen, I'll tell you a shortcut. I'll tell you a similarity. See, if you see common base and common emitter, output point is same. Output here is collector, here is also collector. But what is the difference? Input. Here in CE input is at base, but in CB input is at emitter. That is the difference. Rest of the terminal obviously ground. Here is the output, here is the output same. Input is base here, input is emitter here. So base is ground here, emitter is ground here. Rajeshwar Reddy, please wait. Current, how it flows from ground, all those things I'll explain. Please wait. You know, we are, if you want to tell me, we are in LKG. We are in LKG. If I am talking about amplifiers, if you continue my lectures till I complete the amplifiers, you will reach to graduation. You will reach to graduation. In LKG class, don't ask graduation questions. Okay, because we are very small now, which I am just defining what is amplifier. So don't have these questions right now, because these questions will be cleared once we learn slowly. I cannot explain complete amplifier at a time, because amplifier step by step has to be explained, because it is little complex circuit than any other. Okay. Because he's saying nursery. Rahul, why arrow indicate emitter? There is a symbol, you know, this is just a symbol to tell you the direction of the current and to tell you the emitter terminal. So once you identify one of the terminals of a BJT, then rest of the terminals can be understood. So if this is the emitter terminal, if I say this is emitter terminal arrow, nearer to that is base, rest of the terminal is collector, like that. Yeah. Slowly let us understand. Okay. Don't be in a hurry for amplifier. It is my responsibility to make you perfect in amplifiers. Please have some patience, because it is one by one has to be understood. Suppose if I show you complete amplifier like this, if I show you complete amplifier, I think it is there. Yeah. Here is the amplifier. See, this is a complete amplifier actually. This is an example of an amplifier. But if I show you directly like this, you may have many questions that what is this VS, RS, C1, C2, RL, RC, VCC? What are all these things? So you will get a confusion that. That's why one by one I am trying to explain. Let us see one by one first of all. Okay. So first understand. First hold your discussion, guys. Please hold. See, what I am saying is there is a similarity between CB and CE. Output is same, right? Similarly, between CC and CE, there is a similarity. Input is same between these two. See, base and base are the input. What is the difference then when CE and CC? Output here is collector, output here is emitter. That's it. Okay. So with this, let's understand some questions on this so that I'll proceed further to understand few more things. So guys, ready? Ready? Tell me, what is the output current? What is the output current? Current for CC amplifier. What is the output current for CC amplifier? Come on, make it faster, faster, faster. What is the output current for CC amplifier? Perfect, IE, very good. What is the input voltage for CB? What is the input voltage for CB? Perfect. What is the input voltage for CB? Come on, make it faster. Because these things are required for further discussion. That's why I'm asking you to become familiar. CB input voltage is VEB because input is at emitter. What is the output current? Current for CB. What is the output current for CB? Come on, what is the output current for CB? Output current I am asking for CB. Very good. IC, small IC. Very good. Superb. What is the input current for CE? What is the input current for CE? Input current for CE. Dipesh, I think you have to change your answer. Input current for CE. IB. Very good. What is output voltage for CC? What is output voltage for CC? VEC. Right? Like this, you have to be familiar with the terminology. Now let us understand one by one. Let us understand little more detailedly about CB amplifier, CE amplifier and CC amplifier. Correct. If you want to understand little more detailedly about these amplifiers, see ultimately what you are going to do for an amplifier. Amplifier is a circuit which enhances the voltage or enhances the current, right? Power enhancement means output power is greater than input power means maybe output voltage increase or maybe output current is increased, maybe both are increased. How much is the voltage increase from input to output is defined by a term called AV. How much is the current increase in an amplifier, whether it is this or this, is a term tells you that is AI. It's called current gain. It's called current gain. This is called voltage gain. Why they are called gain? Because they are greater than 1 possible. So if voltage gain and current gain are represented with AI and AV and AI, we need to find how much they are. We need to find how much they are. This is what my goal is, right? Obviously, right? Suppose if I say if I want to say any circuit as an amplifier, I have to prove that output power is greater than input power. How can I do that? By finding AV and by finding AI. By finding AI, if I say AP, which is nothing but AV into AI, and if I say that this is greater than 1, that means output power is greater than 1, greater than input power. AP is greater than 1 means output power is greater than input power. This is what I have to prove. That means for every amplifier, let it be CB amplifier or CE amplifier, CC amplifier, because I am calling them as an amplifier, I have to prove that these values are the product of these two. The product of these two must be greater than 1. It is must be greater than 1. Then only I call it as an amplifier. So to find these values for every circuit, I have to find AV, AI. Apart from this, I am going to find other two terms like ZI and ZO also I am going to find. What is ZI? Input impedance and output impedance. Sir, after all we need AV and AI only, no? AV and AI. That's what happens always. Then why we need to find ZI and ZO? Right now I am not proving it, but later I'll prove you also when we talk about multi-stage amplifiers and negative feedback amplifiers. I'll also prove that how much is the amplification happening in voltage and how much is the amplification happening in terms of current also depends on Zi and Zo, guys. At this stage, I am not going to prove you, but later I am going to prove you that. That is the reason I am not only interested in AVI, I am also interested in Zi and Zo. What is Zi and Zo after all? Input impedance and output impedance. Plays a very, very important role in finding the voltage gain and current gain. Okay, that is why for every amplifier I am going to find AV, AI, Zi and Zo are the 4 parameters I am going to find. Finding these 4 parameters of an amplifier is nothing but analysis of amplifier. This is what we call it as analysis of amplifier. Is it right? So in this discussion of amplifiers, we are going to analyze the amplifiers. We are going to analyze the amplifier. Analysis means what? Finding these terms. What for? Because I want to know how much is the amplification. When I say it is an amplifier, I want to know how much is the amplification happening. That can be found on these terms. That's why. Suppose if I want to find these terms, there are some methods are there. There are some analysis methods are there, like H parameter analysis, RE model analysis, RPi model analysis, etc. etc. You can go for any method to find these values. But I am going for RE model because there are some reasons why I am going for RE model. Why? Reason number 1 why I am going for RE model is, as per the gate examination, RE model is more suitable. Why? Sometimes if I go for H parameter model, maybe in your engineering, you must have studied H parameter. But in gate examination, if you want to use H parameter to find the analysis of the amplifiers, you need to have HFE value, HIE value, HRE value, HOE value, which are called H parameters. Generally not will be given. If they are not given, still you need to find the answer. Not possible with H parameter analysis, possible with RE model analysis. That is the reason I am going for RE model. Second reason is, it is the easiest model we have. RE model is the easiest model to analyze the amplifier or to find the values. That's why I'm going for easiest, because I want always easy way to find. Ultimately, I need the answer. So RE model is the easiest way compared to this or this. Third reason is, in most of the cases in the gate examination, H parameter values, HFE values, or RPi model always requires GM value, transconductance. GM value or H parameter values are, if they are not given, then you cannot use RPi model and H parameter model. That's why I should not go for other 2 models. I will go for RE model because it is also easy. It is not compulsory that RE model to be only used. You can go for any model. Answers will be same. Answers will match. Don't worry about it. But I go for RE model, and once you complete the RE model, the same thing can be done for any other models also. And you can go for any other. I'll also tell you other models also. Don't worry. I'll tell you other models also, but I'll start with RE model and I will make you understand with other models also how to do it very easily. Is it clear, guys? So shall I go to the analysis of amplifiers? So let me see what are the questions. Okay. Voltage gain, current gain, very good. Voltage gain. Sir, how much power is increased then represented by which gain? How much is the power increased is represented by AP, power gain. AP. What is AP? AV into AI. Zi should be high, therefore we can neglect the voltage drop at the source resistance. Exactly, Satvik. That is why we want to know how much is the Zi value. Sir, repeat why analysis of Zi and Zo. Zi and Zo affects the voltage amplification and current amplification in an amplifier. That's why Zi and Zo are required. How to learn all these models, sir? It is very difficult to memorize. No, Saurabh, not at all. Not at all difficult. I will make you. I am there now. See, are you finding biasing difficulty, guys, now? Do you think biasing problems are difficult now? Exactly the same way. After attending the class on amplifiers, I am sure that by seeing the circuit, if I ask you what is AV, you will tell me the answer without putting pen and paper. Directly you can give the answer. That's what I want to make you guys. Okay. Sir, will they mention which model to consider? No, no, Shibam, not at all. They ask for answer only. They don't say what is the method to follow. Suppose guys, if I show you this circuit, okay, if I show you this circuit, and if I say this is 1K, and if I say this is 100K, this is let's say 10 volts, and if I say this is 2K, and if I ask you what is the voltage amplification here, what is the current amplification here, it is very difficult now for you. But let me complete the amplifiers, and I'll ask you the questions on this. Then without putting pen and paper, you will tell the answer, how much is AI, AV, how much is ZI, how much is ZO, all these things you will be able to tell me. That is my assurance, but please follow all the classes to say or to reach to this level. Please follow all the lectures. This is my guarantee. Okay. You will understand that. You will clearly understand that. For that, to understand what are all the basics required, that is what I am going to teach now. Listen guys. Okay. Now let me go to this. So since I am going for RE model, I am going to show you how this RE model is actually developed. I am also going to show you how this RE model is and what this RE model is. Listen carefully. This is emitter terminal. You all know this. This is collector terminal. And this is the base terminal, which is ground. This is the base terminal. And here is the input we are applying. And here is the output we are taking. That is why it is called as common base. What is this input? VEB it is. What is this output? VCB it is. What is the current flowing here? IC it is. What is the current here? IE it is. What is the current here? IB it is. Remember, these are all AC currents. And I am giving this explanation assuming that my transistor is already in active region. I know already how to put it in active region, maybe self bias and all. I am not showing the biasing circuit here wantedly because I don't want to make you confused at a time, to show you biasing as well as amplifier both. So I am assuming that the transistor is in active region here. I am assuming. If it is not in active region, I cannot say it is an amplifier, is it not? But I already know how to put it in active region. We have discussed that in the last classes. So I am not showing how it is. Maybe with fixed bias, maybe with collector based bias, maybe with emitter bias, whichever I like, I can use it. After the transistor is in active region, now I am applying the input at this point, which is VEB. I am taking the output here. This is called as an amplifier. When this is an amplifier, I define a term called current amplification factor. Current amplification factor. I call it as a current amplification factor, which is denoted with alpha. In common base, current amplification factor is denoted with alpha. Common base, current amplification factor is denoted with alpha. What is alpha? Output current divided by input current. Output current is IC, input current is IE. So can I say from this IC equal to alpha times of IE? You know what is alpha? Alpha is current amplification factor whose value is close to 1 always, close to 1. So can I say it is almost equal to IE because it is 1 it is almost equal to 1. See guys, this equation looks very simple. Alpha equal to, IC equal to alpha IE. It looks very simple, but it tells you a very important meaning. What is that? The first meaning is this current flowing in the collector, is depending on the collector, is depending on the current flowing in the emitter, this current. How much is the current flowing in the collector depends on how much is the emitter current. That is why it is like a current controlled device. BJT is like a current controlled device. The first point. Second point is, you can see here the current flowing here, we are saying that depends on the current at the emitter only. And also from this equation you can understand this current equation is not having any voltage term. You see guys, here IC is equal to alpha times of IE. There is no voltage term here. That means the current flowing in the collector is not depending on the voltage here. Not depending on the voltage here. This is the point I already told you. Why it is already in active region? Collector current will not depend on VC. Collector current will not depend on RC, I said. Collector current always depends on IB, I said. Same is the case here. When current is not depending on voltage, can I say it is as a source, current source? When current is not depending on voltage, I will call it as a current source. Is it not? What is current source? Current source means the one which does not depend on the voltage. Independent of voltage, the current flows. That is called as a source. So my current here, which is flowing in the collector, is independent of the voltage. That means it is like a current source. So my current in the collector is behaving like a current source. That is why the current flowing in the collector between collector and base, I am showing here. See here, this is collector, this is base, this is emitter, this is base. The current flowing in collector and base, this current, I am showing it as a current source because it is independent of voltage. Listen carefully, guys. It is behaving like a current source because it is in active region. So I am representing, it is not having any internal current source. No, the behavior of the current is like a current source. That's why I am showing it as a current source symbol. But you see, when I am showing this current source symbol, I've used diamond symbol here. Not circle, I used a diamond symbol. What is this meaning? What is the difference between current source shown with the circle like this? What is the difference between this current source and what is the current source, this current source? Both are current source only. What is the difference? The difference is dependent and independent. Is it not? Dependent and independent. What is this current source? I have shown dependent. Why? Because the current flowing here is like a source, but it's not independent. It is depending. Depending on what? Depending on IE. How much? It is alpha IE. Is it correct? What is this current? IC. So the current flowing in the collector is like a source whose value equal to alpha E. Whose value equal to alpha E. Is it clear, guys? Yes, current dependent current source it is. That's why I'm representing. So between these two terminals, my BJT is behaving like a current source. That is what the specialty, right? Even though there is a reverse bias, current is flowing. Exactly. Fine. Now coming to the point. Fine, sir. This current is depending on emitter current, but emitter current depends on what? If you see the transistor is in active region, that means this junction is like a diode. We know that it is like a diode. That's why I have shown it as a diode. You see, from base to emitter, it is like a diode. It is forward bias. And this diode is forward bias. How? Because of active region, the junction is forward bias, is it not? And this junction, collector junction, from collector to base, it is reverse bias. It is like open circuit. That's why you see current source is with open circuit. That means infinite resistance. So this current flowing here, we call it as, this current flowing here is called as IE. How much is this current? This current, how much is the emitter current, depends on how much is the emitter voltage you are applying. This voltage defines what is this current. This current will define this current. This is called equivalent representation of BJT in active region. This is the equivalent representation. This is the equivalent representation of BJT in active region. Understood, guys? Now I'll give you one more point on this. One more point on this I'll give you. Okay? Please allow me some space here. I'll give you time to take the screenshot. Otherwise, take a screenshot here. I will add up more things. Please take a screenshot here. Please take a screenshot. Jishan is asking how there is a diode here. Here actually there is no diode. It is not a diode connected actually. But we know that base emitter junction, this is base emitter junction, no? Two junctions transistor is having. So one of the junctions is forward bias and it behaves like a diode. So symbolically, I represented it is like a diode, but it is actually a junction, PN junction. PN junction is just like a diode. So I represent it as like a diode. It is not a diode. It is not a physical diode. It is the behavior of the junction is like a diode, I said. And it is forward biased already. Now very important point is, very important point. What is this voltage? VEB is a AC voltage. What is this current? AC current. When a forward bias diode, observe carefully, listen carefully, word to word, very carefully you have to listen, very carefully. When a forward bias junction is applied with some AC signal, then the junction offers a resistance called as dynamic resistance. The dynamic resistance is denoted with RAC. When it happens, remember once again, when a forward bias junction applied with AC signal, remember VEC is an AC signal, VEB is an AC signal, we are talking about AC. When a forward bias junction applied with AC signal, the junction offers a resistance called as dynamic resistance. Like Zener diode offers a dynamic resistance in breakdown region, no? The same way, once it forward biases and AC signal is applied, the junction will offer a resistance called as dynamic resistance. How much is that dynamic resistance? Dynamic resistance is, exactly speaking, it is eta Vt by Id. It is eta Vt by Id, but we will take it as almost equal to Vt by Id because eta is close to 1. We can also take it as 26 millivolts by Id is the dynamic resistance, we call it as. For your clarity, shall I give you what is dynamic resistance in simple? I'll give you here. What is dynamic resistance? I'll give you here. Here is the space I have. Let me give you what is dynamic resistance. Suppose if I have a junction diode, if I have, how the characteristics under forward bias? Under forward bias, the characteristics are, just remember what is this, you'll understand. This is the characteristics, right? Now if I take this particular voltage, let's say this is VD1. Correspondingly, what is the current here? This one is the current. This I call it as ID1. So VD1 by ID1 is simply called as forward resistance. Suppose if I increase the voltage to VD2 now, what is the current correspondingly? Correspondingly, the current is something like this here. See, the current has increased dynamically from here to here for a small increment in voltage. So what is now VD2 minus VD1 by ID2 minus ID1 is called as dynamic resistance, which is nothing but delta VD by delta ID is called as dynamic. Change in VD, nothing but AC, right? Changes. So this is the resistance offered by a forward bias junction, and if the voltage changes like this, then the current dynamically changes like this, then the resistance offered by the junction dynamically changes like Zener dynamic resistance. This is what dynamic resistance means. How it is RAC is equal to eta Vt by Id. How it is, you can derive it from Id equal to Is into e power Vd by eta Vt minus 1 equation. From this you can derive it. Don't go for this now, not necessary. Directly you take it. I need not to prove it. Just remember this. You can take it as almost equal to Vt by Id also, because eta can be neglected. That is the point I am telling you here. So whenever I go for a BJT in common base, and this junction, now see, this junction is forward bias and applied with AC. So this junction offers a resistance. How much is that resistance? The resistance offered by this junction is now RAC. Now I want to see how much is this RAC is. So how much is this? It is 26 millivolts, divided by ID. ID means current flowing through that junction. How much is the current flowing through this junction? IE, right? It is IE. This value 26 millivolts by IE I will call it as RE. So what is RE? RE is nothing but dynamic resistance. It is dynamic resistance. It is dynamic resistance. It is exactly same as RAC, only the name I have changed, notation I have changed. Why? Because RAC is already used for a diode. So I am naming it as differently as RE, which is for a BJT emitter junction. This is the emitter junction. So when I write this IE equation here, I am calling this as RE. That means this RAC is nothing but RE. IE is from DC? Yes. This is the DC current, not AC current. Why? Because this diode is forward bias, not because of this AC current. It is because of DC current. That's why I am taking it as DC current. Okay. So if I replace this junction also with dynamic resistance, the circuit looks like this. See guys, this is the emitter, this is the collector, and this is the IC, this is the IE, this is the RE, this is what the junction resistance, dynamic resistance, this is alpha IE, this is the base. This is called RE model because I am using this with RE parameter. This is called RE model of BJT, valid only in active region, only in active region valid. Got it? What is RE model means? That means whenever I have a BJT connected in common base like this emitter, base, collector, I can replace the transistor with its equivalent model for analyzing AV, AC, AI, etc. to find. I can replace like this so that I can find the values. This is just for finding the values in a amplifier circuit. Got it, guys? So it is once again, let me tell you once again. So again I am telling you, whenever a junction, whenever a forward bias junction is applied with AC, signal, it offers a resistance. That resistance is called as dynamic resistance. How much is the dynamic resistance? This dynamic resistance is equal to 26 millivolts by ID. What is ID now? 26 millivolts by ID. ID is nothing but current flowing through the junction, right? Here it is not diode. If it is diode, I would have called it as ID. Since it is not a diode, what is this? Emitter junction. What is the current? IE. That's why I am writing it as IE. Since I changed the notation here, I am changing the notation here. RAC, I am calling it as RE, which is exactly nothing but RAC. It is the dynamic resistance only. Only the name I changed because it is at the emitter. Then you have a question that whether it is AC current or DC current. DC current, not AC current. Why? Because this junction is forward bias, not because of this AC applied. It is because of the DC applied already. Already forward bias junction. So the current flowing is already what? IE, not this IE. This IE comes only for this. That's why capital IE you have to take. Got it? So you will be knowing what is capital IE always. Don't we know what is capital IE? We found in many biasing circuits what is capital IE, 1 milliampere, 2 milliampere. We found it. Once I know what is IE, I can find what is RE and I can analyze it. How did this 26 millivolts VT value, guys? VT equal to KT by Q always. VT is KT by Q. What is K? Boltzmann constant. Q is charge of an electron. So it is T by 11,600. If you substitute T equal to 300 Kelvin at room temperature, it is going to be 26 millivolts. Okay, sir, in ID equation, IS is saturation current, right? IS, yes. Clear? So this is the RE model. This is the RE model for, remember, this is the RE model for common base. So whenever you see common base amplifier, the transistor can be replaced with this circuit. Remember this. You have to remember this. I am not telling you to by heart this. I am telling you how this has come also. I have derived how it is also. Shivam Pandey is saying that this means first we do DC analysis, then AC analysis. Exactly, Shivam. Exactly. That is why first I talked about DC analysis. Now I am going to talk about AC analysis. After that, I'll add up both these things and I'll show you a complete amplifier. If I show you the complete amplifier at a time, you will get confused because of AC and DC. So separately, I am discussing actually. That is the point. Okay. Let's go for RE model of common emitter now. If RE model is required for common emitter, how it is? Same like CB I have discussed. It is common emitter, right? This is base, this is emitter, this is collector, this is emitter again. So this is the output we say, this is the input we say. What is input here? VBE. What is the output here? VCE. What is the current flowing here? IB. What is the current here? IC. What is the current here? IE. This is what? Sakshi, I missed your questions. Sure, I'll give you. Why not? I'll give you the answer to your question also. Sakshi question. Sakshi. RE model for high frequency and low frequency, both are same for different. Sakshi, they are different. RE model is what we are discussing is RE model is for low frequencies only, not for high frequencies. High frequencies, I'll tell you separately. High frequencies we need to discuss separately. Sakshi, it is for only low frequencies and small signal amplifiers. Small signal amplifiers. Small signal amplifiers means when the applied input signal is very small in amplitude in the order of millivolts. Such amplifiers are called small signal amplifiers. Okay? Right now. Right. Now let us understand how the RE model for common emitter. Again, let us define what is current amplification factor here. Current amplification factor. What it is denoted with? Beta here. What is beta? Output current IC divided by input current. What is that? IB. Low frequency range means generally in the order of megahertz, not more than that. Last year, low frequency range means not more than megahertz, kilohertz and megahertz. Okay, not more than that. Even amplifiers can be applied with megahertz. So can I write what is IC here? It is beta times of IB. It is beta times of IB once again. See here guys, again it is very important equation. Looks very simple, but what it tells you? Point number 1. It tells you that the current flowing in the collector is depending on the base current. Current depends on current only. That's why it is called current controlled device. Again current controlled device. Second point. You see this current equation is not having any voltage term. There is no voltage term. That means it is like a current source. It is like a current source. Is it not? So the current flowing in the collector is like a current source. That's what I have represented here. See, this is collector terminal. This is emitter terminal. Between them, the current flowing is IC. How it is like? It is like a source, current source. But how much its value is? Its value is beta times of IB. That's why it is dependent, beta times of IB. But where is IB? IB is the current flowing in the base. This is the current flowing in the base, IB. That means this is the base. What is this terminal? Emitter. This is common, no? Here and here, common. Common emitter. Emitter is common. Common for what? Input and output. So this current, because this is again like, this junction, base emitter junction is again like a forward bias diode. So that is what I represented, that this is like a diode which is forward bias diode. Which is like a forward bias diode. Because the transistor is already in active region. Transistor is already in active region. So it is like a forward bias diode. Ramu, yes. Yes, Ramu, exactly. Nikhil is having a question. Did you write GATE exam before, Shivam? Shivam, you have written? No. Okay. They are AC current gains. AC current gains. Because we are talking about AC currents, right? AC current by AC current. They are AC. And now, again, see the forward bias junction. Here is the signal. What is that? VBE. What is this? Is this AC signal or not? AC. Again, see guys. Again, see. A forward bias junction applied with AC signal. So what it offers? It offers a dynamic resistance. What is that dynamic resistance? RAC. Let's find what is RAC for this. RAC equal to 26 millivolts by ID. But what is ID for us? 26 millivolts by ID. What should I write now in place of ID? What is the current flowing in the junction? What is the current flowing in the junction? IB. But DC current or AC current? It is already forward bias, DC current. So I have to write it as IB. IB. But capital it is. So can I write this? Can I write this as 26 millivolts by IB can be written as IC by beta? IC by beta? Yes, no? Now let me have some space here. So RAC is equal to 26 millivolts into beta divided by IC it is. So can I write it as almost it as beta into 26 millivolts by IC is almost equal to IE, we know. Now see what is this term. Now see what is this term. Beta into 26 millivolts by IE. Is it not equal to RE, guys? So the dynamic resistance RAC is equal to beta times of this term. What I have put in blue color is nothing but RE, what we have discussed already. So the dynamic resistance now offered by this junction is beta RE, not just RE. It is beta RE. How it is different from common base? Because the input current is different. Input current here is IB, there it was IE. That's why the RAC is also different. If I consider this as beta RE, how the RE model for common emitter? It is like this. This is the RE model. You see, this is the RE model for common emitter. This is the collector current we are talking about. This is the base current we are talking about. It is beta RE. It is beta RE. This is beta IB as well. This is called RE model for BJT when it is only in active region. True only in active region, otherwise not. So whenever you see transistor in common emitter, and if you want to analyze the amplifier, collector, base and emitter, if you want to analyze, then you can replace the transistor with its RE model. Why? To find AV, AI, ZI, ZO. Suppose if you don't want to find these values, no need to replace. This method of replacing the transistor gives you finding these values easier. That is the reason why we are going for it. Clear, guys? So remember, what is the RE model for common emitter, common base? For common collector, no need to remember another one, because the same RE model can also be used for common collector also. Why? Why, sir? Because the difference between common collector and common emitter is only where the output is. Input terminal is same. Suppose if I say common collector, I only make this ground and here I take the output. Rest remains same. So the same RE model can be used for CC amplifier also. That is the another advantage of having RE model. The same model can be used for even CC also, because the CC and CE for common collector and common emitter, the input current is same, base current is same. That means here also it is IB, there also it will be IB. So beta RE remains same. So the same model can be used for CC also. Remember that. So summary, guys. This is the RE model for common base. How it is like this, and this is the RE model for common base. And this is the common emitter RE model, how it is, and this is the RE model for common emitter. If you want to take the common screenshot, please take the screenshot, guys. Please take the screenshot of this. Let us make it little neatly. And it is valid for CC also, I am telling you. So for CC and for CE, this is the common emitter and common collector RE model to analyze the amplifier. Right? Take the screenshots of this. Now, other equivalent models, other BJT equivalent models are there, no? So I'm not going for how they are, because I'm not going to use them in my analysis. H parameter model is this. Here HIE will be there, here HFE IB will be there. This is IC, this is IB. Similarly, there is another model, RPi model I told. RPi model is this. This is RPi model. So here it is RPi and here it is GMVBE. So here IC equal to GMVBE. Here it is IC equal to, here IC equal to HFE IB. Here this is HIE. So from these three models, you can see a similarity between these three. This one, and this one. If you see the similarities, can I say RPi is equal to HIE, or can I say HIE is equal to beta RE, right? Last is also asking current amplification for CC also beta. No, current amplification for CC is called gamma, which is IE by IB. How much it is? It is almost equal to beta. In fact, it is exactly equal to 1 plus beta. That's why we take it as same as common emitter. Okay, gamma it is. Deepa, yes, Deepa, exactly. How much is gamma? 1 plus beta. In fact, it is. Okay, so this is one similarity. Second is GMVBE is equal to, can I say beta times of IB? See here, IC is GMVBE. I am trying to have some relation between these parameters. So here it is. Otherwise, one by one, let me explain. See here, IC is beta IB. Here IC is HFE IB. From these two, can I say HFE is nothing but beta? Can I say like this? Similarly, here it is HIE, and what is here? Beta RE. That means HIE equal to, can I say it is beta RE? HIE equal to beta RE. So that is the relation between these two. Okay. Similarly, if I find the relation between this and this, IC and GMVBE and beta RE, IC equal to this. So GM into VBE is nothing but, see here in this expression, in this, VBE is nothing but from here to here, right? This is VBE, which is nothing but IB into beta RE. This is the drop across this. VBE is nothing but IB into beta RE. This is small IB. IB into beta RE. So that's what I write here. GM into VBE is nothing but IB into beta RE is equal to beta IB. So beta IB can be cancelled. GM into RE is equal to 1. That means RE is equal to 1 by GM. This is also another relation I have. Why I am giving these relations is, suppose if at all it is given GM value and you don't know how to use RPi model, for example, then you can convert this into RE model by taking the inverse of this as RE. Suppose if it is given H parameters, and if you don't want to use H parameters, convert that into RE model. So it is beta RE. So to convert from one model to other model, these are the other models. Yashan is asking, some gate problems RPi model comes are. Yes, RPi model also sometimes RPi values like RPi GM are given and asked to find AV and AI or ZI. Then if you don't know RPi model, because we are going to discuss RE, we can convert this into RE model and we can get the values exactly same the answers, no difference, same answers you will get. Similarly, if H parameters are given, HIE values are given, and you ask to find these values, and if you don't know this, then you can convert them into RE model and you can do it. That is the beauty of the RE model. No sir, I want to become comfortable with the RPi model only. I don't want to use others also. Yes, it's fine. You can go ahead. No doubt about it. You want to go only with H parameters? Also no problem. You can go ahead. It is not compulsory. It is always my option whether to go for this or not. See, I have to wear a shirt. That's it. Which color shirt I wear, it is my option. I go for red color shirt or blue color shirt or black color shirt. It's my option. Wearing a shirt is compulsory, but which color shirt is my wish. So finding the values is compulsory, but which method you want to go, it is up to you, absolutely up to you. Whichever is convenient, you can go for. I am convenient with RE model because of some advantages. That's it. Okay. Yashan, you are asking both RE and RP model to explain once again. So if I want to explain the total class it is, right? So far that's what I have done. Total class if I want to explain how it is. Okay. This is RP model, right? Now, if you want to analyze any amplifier, you know, guys, I am slowly going to the amplifier. If you want to analyze any amplifier, what is analysis? Always remember AV, AI, ZI and ZO. These are the four parameters called as analyzing. Dev Kumar, sir, conversion from one to another question, quantity in exam or not? Quantity means? That's what I'm saying. It is not compulsory to convert also. If you don't want, you can go ahead with any model. But let us be perfect with one model. Other things will become very simple, guys. Trust me. Okay, don't worry about conversions. Don't worry about which model to use. Ultimately, you want to get the answer right. You want to get 1 mark or 2 marks in the gate examination. Trust me. Follow me. I will give you 1 mark and 2 mark directly without any other chance. I will give you. But follow these guidelines. Follow these guidelines. Once you want the screenshot for RPI model, yes, take it. Take the screenshot for RPI model. Take the screenshot for RPI model. Now, if you want to analyze, that means finding these values. If you want to find any amplifier, these values, then you have to find these guidelines. Remember these guidelines? Very, very important. These are the steps to find. See, I told you that I am going to give you step by step how to analyze, how to understand the amplifiers. This is what I am going to give you. Guidelines for understanding amplifiers or analyzing the amplifiers. The first guideline is replace the transistor with its equivalent model. Replace the transistor with its equivalent model. See guys, I am calling it as transistor. I didn't say BJT. That means this guideline is useful for any transistor. See, once I go for MOSFET amplifiers, again I don't give you the guidelines. Same guidelines are applied there also. Because amplifier means amplifier. Let it be BJT amplifier or let it be MOSFET amplifier. If you want analysis, you have to replace the transistor. With what? With its equivalent model. I didn't say RE model. I said equivalent model. That's it. You can go for any model. If it is MOSFET, according to the MOSFET equivalent model we'll go for. Not RE model. If it is H parameter, yes, you can go for. Second guideline is short circuit the capacitors. If you find any capacitor in the amplifier circuit, when you are finding these values, if you are finding any capacitors anywhere in the amplifier, just short circuit them. Just treat them as short circuit. Question is, why sir? Why to short circuit them? Because you are dealing with AC analysis, right? Amplifier, you are dealing with AC analysis, right? So far. For AC, capacitor acts as short circuit. That's why you have to replace. Third is remove the DC sources. If at all, if you have any DC sources in the amplifier, you have to remove. Why? Again, why? Why? Because I am analyzing for AC. In an amplifier, both AC as well as DC are there. DC is for biasing, AC is for amplification. Then why you are removing this, sir? Simple guys, I am applying superposition theorem. I am applying superposition theorem. What is superposition theorem? You know, right? If there are two different sources, I can find the response with one source by removing the other, and I can find the response with the other source by removing the first one. Dandu is asking why to put the capacitors. I'll tell you that. You know, once we see the amplifiers, why to put the capacitor and why to short them. I'll tell you that. Wait. That. So I am applying the superposition. Why? Because in an amplifier, DC also is there, AC is also there. If you want to find only AC values, then DC has to be removed. If you want to find only DC values, AC has to be removed. That's what superposition theorem is. That's what superposition theorem is. Right? See, I'll give you some amplifier circuit. Forget about this part. Is this clear, guys? Prasad is asking inductors will be there. Generally, no. Generally, no. But some cases, yes. Generally, no. But some cases, yes. I think there is some disturbance coming from outside. Please wait for 1 second. Okay. Inductors generally will not be there. If at all are there, then we'll see. See, guys, once again, listen to me. This is an amplifier circuit I am saying. Here is the input. Let it be any amplifier, CE, CB or CC, whatever. Here is the output I am saying. We are saying that output power is greater than input power, right? How it is possible? By applying this DC. This is what we call it as biasing. This is what I discussed. So what is the signal you applied? AC signal. What is the signal you are going to get? AC signal. That means amplifier is all about applied AC signal and also DC simultaneously. Amplifier is having both AC and DC. So to avoid confusion and complexity, what I have done is I have applied the superposition theorem. And I removed this AC part and I discussed only with DC. That's what we call it as biasing. Do you remember? In biasing, there was no AC coming anywhere. Similarly, now I want to discuss AC part only. So I want to remove this DC part. So that my analysis becomes easy. That's what superposition theorem, guys. Superposition theorem is that. Isn't that? That's what I have. That's the reason why I'm doing like this. See, it is not that for an amplifier you are removing the DC. No, we are not removing the DC. Amplifier is having. For analysis purpose, we are removing the DC. That means I am applying the superposition. Got it? Ramya, I got it. I am applying the superposition to understand. For ease of. Otherwise, dealing with an amplifier with DC as well as with AC is going to be complex for me. That is why the theorems are there for to simplify. Right? Now there is a question. Sir, for amplifier circuit, can we apply superposition? Because for superposition theorem to apply, there are some limitations. Superposition to apply, the circuit should be linear. Superposition is always having some limitation. If the circuit is not linear, you cannot apply the superposition. Now I am applying superposition to the amplifier. Is amplifier linear? Yes, amplifier is linear. Why, sir, amplifier is linear? Output voltage is, let's say 200 times of input voltage. Is it an amplifier? Yes. Is it not linear equation? So amplifier is always linear. Since it is linear, I can apply superposition. Now I am interested in finding the AC voltage and AC current, so I remove the DC. No, sir, I am interested in finding the DC means remove the AC part and find it. If you want both at a time, then add up. Suppose I want the collector voltage. DC collector voltage separately I am finding, AC collector voltage separately I am finding. What is the instantaneous voltage? Sum of these two. I can do that. Simple. That is what amplifier analysis means. In the next class, I am going to give you an amplifier circuit. Just as an example to understand, this is the amplifier circuit actually looks like. In this, I am saying it is an amplifier. Remember all of you. I am saying it is an amplifier. Amplifier means it will have DC, it will have AC also, right? I'll show you now. This is the DC what we applied, and you see this is the portion which I am putting it in dotted part. This is what this block is. This block diagram is there, no? This block diagram. What is there inside this block diagram is this block diagram. This block diagram will have amplifier. Amplifier means what? A BJT must be in active region. So there is a BJT. And what for this RC, RB and VCC? They are for active region. That's what fixed bias circuit, right? Do you remember? So these resistors I have connected and this supply is for putting the transistor in active region. Now it is in active region. Because the transistor is now in active region, I can apply the input. This is the input I am applying. This terminal is nothing but this terminal. This terminal is nothing but this terminal, ground terminal. This is nothing but ground. So this is the signal what I am applying here. This is the signal, AC signal I am getting. Why this capacitor? I'll tell you a bit later. In the next class I'll tell you. Why this capacitor? I'll tell you in the next class. This is the load where AC signal is available across this. The signal available across this is AC signal. You applied AC signal, you get AC signal because transistor is in active region because of RB, RC and VCC. Now the question is, this AC signal is higher than this AC signal or not? This AC signal is higher than this or not? If yes, how much higher it is? That's what our AV, AI, ZI and ZO are. Understood, guys? Yes, capacitors are for DC isolation. DC isolate, exactly. You know already, right? You are great. The DC isolation. Clear? Continuation of this will be in the next class. Continuation is next class. Amplifier continuation. So far what we understood? What is biasing we understood? What is analysis equivalent models also we understood? The only thing we need to do is follow these guidelines. Just follow these guidelines and analyze the amplifier. That analysis of amplifier I am going to show you in next class. Next class. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yashwant got fed up. So many definitions of linearity, sir. Can you brief it? Is it VO equal to AVI or obey Ohm's law? Graph passing through origin. Tell us. I think almost all the things will give you the same meaning. According to me, my amplifier definition, output is so many times of constant times of input is linear. The graph having slope equal to 1 is called as linearity. Even it in Ohm's law also that same thing said. Even in some other way also it is same. Here also same thing I am saying. If I say this is VO and if I say this is VI, the slope is going to be 1 or greater like this. It is greater like this is called as linear. Additivity and homogeneity is equal to linearity. Okay. You got fed up and bored already. Just continue with one more topic. Current mirror. Let us complete and finish it off. Is it okay? Let's complete current mirror. Very small. Let's complete current mirror, and it's a very small topic, just 10 minutes topic it is. Is it okay? After learning the BJT basics, current mirror can be very simple. Is it okay, guys? Let me finish this current mirror. After learning the basics of BJT, it is very simple. Okay. Please cooperate me for 20 minutes more, so I'll finish it off. It's a very small topic. Right. What is current mirror? Let us understand what is current mirror. Current mirror, in fact, is nothing but a type of biasing. It is a type of biasing. Current mirror is also a type of biasing, like collector to base bias, emitter bias, self bias. It is also a biasing circuit, in fact. Okay, let's go for current mirror. This is the basic current mirror circuit. All of you listen, basic current mirror circuit. This is the current mirror. Why it is called current mirror? First, let me explain what is the current mirror, why it is called current mirror. So in current mirror, there are two transistors, like I have shown here. Two transistors, transistor 2, transistor 1. Two transistors are there. And the current flowing in the transistor 2, I call it as IC2, which will be almost equal to the current flowing here in this transistor I1. That means the current flowing here in the collector of this transistor is the mirror image of this current. That's why it's called current mirror. The current here is mirror imaged here. That's why it's called current mirror. Very simple. Current mirror is the current flowing in the collector of this transistor is a mirror image of this transistor. That's called current mirror circuit. Let me prove how it is. Let me prove how it is. Where this point is connected, you may be having a question. This can be connected anywhere. This may be connected to emitter of a transistor, or it may be connected to collector of any transistor. It may be connected anywhere. This is open, or it may be connected to VCC also. This can be connected to VCC also. So this is the point where we can connect. I'll show you some practical examples later in discussions. Okay. So now let me prove how it is this. To prove how it is, we have to say that the transistor 1 and 2 are identical. That means beta 1 is equal to beta 2 is equal to beta. Identical transistors. Transistor must be identical. Identical means same beta value of the transistors. Practically it is not possible, but let us assume. If these two transistors are identical, can I write what is I1? What is I1? I1 is equal to, I1 is the current divided here as this current and this current. What is this current? Let me call it as IC1. What is this current? Let us call it as IX. So IC1 plus IX is the current I1, right? What is this IX is divided as this current IB1 and this current is IB2. So can I write this as IC1 plus IB1 plus IB2 are the two currents, right? Now I am calling these transistors are identical transistors. So can I write this as IC1 plus identical transistor means betas are same. If betas are same, IBs are same. IB1 equal to IB2. That's what identicality means. When betas are same, base currents will be same. So if IB1 is equal to IB2, can I write it as 2IB2? Right? Because I can also call it as IB2. So this I'll write it as this IC1. When base currents are same, obviously collector currents also will be same. Why? Because IC is after all beta times of IB. When IBs are same, betas are same, collector currents also same. We need time for screenshot from beginning. Okay, whenever you want you can take, guys. Screenshot, it is up to you. So I'll replace this IC2 also as this IC1 also as IC2 because they are identical. So I'll write it as IC2 plus 2IB2. This is all is what? I1. So can I write it as IC2 plus 2 into IB2 can be written as IC2 by beta, because IC and IB relation is that. So can I come here? I1 is equal to now. Is it visible for you? Can I write now what is I1? I1 is equal to IC2 into 1 plus 2 by beta. Can I also write IC2 is equal to I1 into beta by 2 plus beta. This is what the collector current I am talking about. This is what the collector current I am talking about this. How much is this? You see this term, guys, this term in the brackets, the term in the brackets, this beta by 2 plus beta is close to 1, is it not? Is it not close to 1? 0.9 something it is. It is close to 0.9, beta by 2 plus beta almost. So it is 0.9 something. So from this, can I say IC2 is almost equal to I1. That's what I said here. That's why it's called current mirror. Sir, why can't we replace IC2 as beta times of IB? IC2, if you write in, see, ultimately I want what is IC2, right? I want IC2 because this is the current mirror image of this current. So I want to get the expression in terms of IC2. That's why I try to express everything in terms of IC2. I don't want to put it in IB2 because I don't want what is this current. I want what is this current. Rajeshwar Reddy, got it? So this is what current mirror. Now understood, guys? Now the question is, suppose the point here is, we understood that the current flowing here is, see guys, very interesting here. All of you see. If I want this current, if I want this IC2 is equal to, let us say 1 milliampere. Let us say I want this current to be 1 milliampere. What should I do? I have to adjust this current as 1 milliampere. Then automatically the current flowing here will be 1 milliampere. If not identical, they are not exactly equal. What is that, Shibam? If they are not identical, exactly current mirroring will not happen. Exactly current mirroring will not happen. Suppose if I want this 1 milliampere, here if you put 1 milliampere, here it will not be 1 milliampere, maybe 0.8 milliampere it comes, if it is not identical. That's the problem. But if they are identical, then this current will be mirror image of this. If you want exact mirror image, then transistor must be identical. That's the point. Now see, if I want the current here as 1 milliampere, I have to put this current as 1 milliampere. But how can I put this as 1 milliampere? This current, whether it is 1 milliampere or 10 milliampere, depends on this value and this value. How it is? Check it. Check it by applying the KVL. Can I apply KVL in this loop? Can I apply KVL in this loop, guys? So what is KVL there? See guys, 0 minus I1 into R1 minus, see this is the loop I am going, VBE minus of minus VEE, it is plus VEE equal to 0. So what is I1 now? I1 is equal to VEE minus VBE divided by R1. That's what the point I am saying. Now, by selecting the value of VEE battery and R1 resistance, I can select whatever is the current. If I want this as equal to 1 milliampere, I can do that by selecting this. So if I can select this current as 1 milliampere, I will get this as 1 milliampere. That is what the current mirroring is. That's what the current mirroring is. Got it? So here these two are the very important equations. If you want to take the screenshot, please take the screenshot. What is this current here? I1 is like this. This is the current mirror equation. Is it not simple? But here there is a problem. What is that? As Shivam is saying, practically it is not possible to have identical transistors. This is the problem. And second problem is you are saying that beta by 2 plus beta is close to 1 we are saying, but it is true only for large betas. If beta is large, then only it is close to 1. Take an example like beta equal to, let's say 20, and another example is beta equal to, let's say 100. And find what is IC2 in both the cases. Case 1, IC2 is equal to I1 into 20 by 22. Can somebody say by taking beta equal to 20? Can somebody say, guys, what is 20 by 22? Similarly, some other people say, what is IC2 for beta equal to 100 if I take? That is I1 into 100 by 102. 0.909 here. Very good. 0.909. Right. But if I take 100, what it is going to be? That also please tell me. 0.98. Very good. 0.98. That means, see, this value of IC, this is behaving like a better current mirror. Tell me in which case it is behaving like a better current mirror? Is it behaving like a better current mirror in this case or in this case? Case 1 or case 2? This circuit is behaving like a better current mirror in which case? Case 1 or case 2? Case 2 is a better current mirror, not the case 1. That means this current mirror is good for only large beta values, not for small beta. That is the drawback of this circuit. To avoid this drawback of small beta values, because transistors, if you have taken the transistors with large beta, then only this current is going to be equal to this current. Otherwise, it is not that much. That's the problem here. But you want this ideally to be mirror image of this. Then how it is possible? Even for small beta, to improve this problem, we are going for the next circuit. Case 2, right? So have the screenshot of this, guys. I will explain how to improve. Even if it is small beta, you want to have this current is mirror image of this current. How to get it? That I'll give you. Yeah, Mihira, yes, there are other approximations also. For that, there is another modification. You know, this is what improvement. Fixed bias is not good. That's why we went to collector to base bias. Collector to base bias is not good. That's why we went for potential divider bias. Similarly, this is the basic current mirror circuit. If it is not good, we improve it. Next, it is also not improved, not better. Then we go for some other. Right? Come on. This is the Next current mirror. What is this called as? Modified current mirror circuit. Modified current mirror circuit. Why it is required? Because even for small beta we want better. So here also see there is a third transistor used here. Remaining everything same. So here this current is almost equal to again IC. That is what current mirroring is. How it is? Let's find it again. Let's find it again. I1, can I express this I1 as this current? I1, can I express it as this current and this current? Let's call this as IC1. This current as IB3. So it is IC1 plus IB3. Can I write it as IC1 plus IB3 can be written as in terms of IE3. What is the relation between IB and IE? It is IE3 by 1 plus beta. IE by 1 plus beta is IB, right? Now IC1 plus IE3 can be written as IB2 plus IB1, because again I am taking the transistors are identical. So again currents are same. So can I write it as IE3 as 2 IB2 divided by 1 plus beta as it is? Because after all this IE3 is nothing but sum of these two, which is nothing but 2 times of IB2. So I will write it as again IC2. Again I want to write it in IC2. IC1 because I want everything in IC2 plus 2 into IB2 can be written as IC2 by beta into 1 plus beta remains same. This is just a relation of IB and ICs. Now this is all equal to I1 we are talking about. So what is I1 now? I1 is equal to IC2 into 1 plus 2 by beta into 1 plus beta. But what we want? We want IC2 is equal to I1 into beta into 1 plus beta by beta into 1 plus beta by 2 plus beta into 1 plus beta. Is this correct? This is what the mirror image current. This is what the mirror image current. Check it. Now you check it for beta equal to 20, beta equal to 100. Both the cases you check it. Case 1, what is IC2? Check it. This is the problem we face there, no? Check it now. IC2 equal to I1 into, if beta is 20, how much is this value? 20 into 21 divided by 20 into 21 plus 2. Come on, somebody say how much is this? Similarly, second value also please tell me. IC2 is I1 into, how much is this? Come on, tell me guys, how much is that? Very good Ramu, 0.995 this is, 0.995. Very good, 0.999. Here I think it will be 0.999 it is. Is it not better current mirror imaging compared to the previous circuit? That is the advantage of this circuit. That is the advantage of this circuit. Again, if you want I1, because we are saying that this is equal to I1, but what is I1? I1 can be found by applying the KVL. How? I'll put it there. This is the KVL you can apply, so that you can find I. Yes, this is 0.999. I know that. So what is I1 going to be? It is going to be VEE minus 2 VBE divided by R1 is going to be the I1 value. So if you can define what is I1, then that is going to be IC2. That is why it is called current mirror. Clear? Is it clear? Clear now guys? Any questions? Here there is another problem, that identical transistors must be identical. Then only this is true, this is true. These are true only when the transistors are identical, right? But here there is a possibility that transistor may not be identical practically. Then what, sir? Then there is another current mirror, that's called Weidler current mirror or Wilson current mirror. That is next version of current mirrors, improved version of this, but that is not required for you as per gate examination and ESE examination. Up to this three transistor circuit is sufficient for you. Here we are having 3 transistor circuit. This is sufficient as per gate and ESE examination. But after this, for improving this performance of current mirroring, even the transistors are not identical. Here also we have taken transistors are identical. If the transistors are not identical, then there is a current mirror, another one, which is further improved. Weidler current mirror we call it as, Wilson current mirror we call it as, where there will be 5 transistors in that, 5 transistors. It is not necessary up to gate or ESE level. If you want to go for design level, that is required. Clear, guys? This is what about current mirror. This is also, please take the screenshot of this. Anand, sir, if we want I1, then directly we can take I1, then why we need current mirror? Yes, it's a good question, because if I take this current like this here, it behaves like a current source. And where it is required and how it is required, I will show you when we talk about op amp. I am going to use this circuit and this circuit and also this circuit when I talk about operational amplifier. You are going to discuss that operational amplifier also, no? That time I'll show you how it is and why it is. A practical application I'll show you there. Clear? Any questions, guys? This is what about current mirror is also. Hope you understand current mirror. It's not that difficult topic, very simple. Clear? Good to see. I think you people got saturated. All your transistors got saturated, I think, right? All of you are not now in active region, I think. You slowly reach to saturation because of thermal runaway, right? Continuously having the class. So led you to saturation. You are not in active region, I guess. So let us stop the class here. Is it not? Cascode current mirror is in syllabus. Yes, Deepa. Cascode I'll discuss. But cascode is not a current mirror. Some people are inverse active region also. You need a screenshot of amplifiers? Yes, take it. This is the amplifier topic screenshot. Please take this also. Sakshi Sonal, thank you. Thanks for joining. Shiva Shankar is active still. Good. Take the screenshot of this also. Okay, Prasad, thanks. This also. Fine. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you all for joining me and bearing me for these longer hours. 2 hours plus 2 hours plus 2 hours. Thanks for having patience on me and continuing in my class, even though it is lengthy and too many classes in this same day. Thanks for joining and continuing. All the best, guys. Let's learn more and more. Amplifiers we just started. There are a lot more things to explain about amplifiers. I keep doing it as much as possible, but please be continuous in the class. Don't never miss a class. Okay. All the best, guys. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's class 4 p.m. Tomorrow let's have the class at 4 p.m. That is doubts class on Clipper. Extra class it is. It is extra class. No. Tuesday normal class only. Tuesday and others. Tomorrow only one extra class. But next onwards, I don't take extra classes. Shiva Shankar, thank you, Shiva Shankar. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the days, but don't go anywhere. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home, but keep learning with the grade up. Thank you, guys. All the best.